I went to Ilford Public School, which was a primary school, and as well I went to Kandos High School. They were two English teachers. The first was a guy called Graham Smith. He was an English teacher, and the second was Susan Long, who subsequently became Susan Carter. And I had her for third year through sixth form or year 12. They were both incredibly different people. And my memories of the lessons was that Mr. Smith focused on English grammar. And I can still remember when him teaching us about subjects, verbs and objects, and he had this line which is probably totally politically incorrect. It was, "I hit you." And whenever we were in trouble about how to think about grammar, he'd come back to this core sentence and he'd derive everything else from there. And we understood, I think, a lot more about grammar as a result of that kind of focus on the basics and from them build up. When I went to third year, Ms. Long, as she was then called, and subsequently Mrs. Carter, brought, I think, a different perspective to my schooling. It was a broader education around what was going on in the wider world, but also it was based in the classics. So we didn't worry about English grammar anymore. Instead, we studied various Shakespeares and great novels, and it was through her that I learnt my ability to think across different areas and to draw out the themes in the things that we were reading. She was a wonderful teacher, but both of them trained our colleagues, or me and my colleagues or fellow students, to debate. And so we used to have debating competitions and so on. They were absolutely interested in the students, individually and intellectually, and they were very concerned to see that everybody developed to their greatest potential. I had decided in about, I think you call it year 10 now, that I wanted to work for the government and I wanted to work in social policy. And I decided that because I was just interested in my wider community, but I was also really interested in the sorts of changes that good governments could make. And so I decided that at 15, I went to university, I got my economics degree, and I applied to work for the Department of Social Security, as it was then called, and I've been a public servant pretty much ever since. Why did I get the Order of Australia? I received it for distinguished service to public administration, and the key words around that were my contribution to leadership, to professionalism, and to the performance of the public sector. So you can see I have an incredible interest in what good government and government services can deliver. I have a very strong focus or a very strong view that you do any government role, whether it's as a public servant or as a professional teacher, because of the people that you serve, and that really should be your focus above all else, and to enrich their lives as best you can and to make their lives as easy and as healthy as you possibly can. I think this is a great country with a great heart, and it's so lovely to see people come here and see what we've done and learn from us about what they might be able to do. So in many ways, part of my job has almost been like a teacher's role, because I've been helping other public servants learn things.